Hi, welcome back to writing. You are going to get started on your typing today. I have my page up so that we can see where to go to start our typing. I've got Lulu sitting next to me. I have my paper out from my to-do work folder. And when you get to your portal, your job is to go to that funny looking cursive G, that Google. And if you hold your mouse over it, you will get Google Drive, Google Mail, new Google Sites. We're going to go to Google Drive. Mine will look very different. I've got all my teacher stuff in here. Your job is to go up here to this plus new up here, and you're going to click that. And you're going to go down to Google Docs, and you're going to click it. And that means you get a new Google document to type on. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so my first job that I am going to do, I am going to type my title, and then I'm going to type by and my name. And that's the author by line, and that's really important to have. If you're not sure about your title yet, you could just type title and leave that and then come back later. But I have a title, as you know. Mine is Lulu and Charlie, but I need to make sure that their names are capitals. Remember to make a capital on your computer. You hold down that shift key, click the letter, and I get a capital Lulu, space, and capital Charlie. When it's a title, our words need to be capitalized. I don't have to worry about the and, but especially the names in my title need to be capitalized. If your title is something like The Pet Rock, you should capitalize the beginning letter of each of those words in a title. That's just what we do. If you ever look at the title of a paper or a book, you'll see a lot of capitals there. Although every once in a while, whoever designed the cover of a book wants to be clever and doesn't always put a capital. Now I'm going to hit enter or return, depending on what you're typing on, and I'm going to write by, and that's a capital. And then if I hold down that shift button, I can click these two little dots over here, and they look like that. If you're not sure where that is, don't worry about it. Just write your name, making sure there's a capital at the beginning of each name that you're including. If you're including your first name, there's a capital. If you're including first and last, there's a capital at the beginning of the first and a capital at the beginning of the last. Okay, that's it. I've got this. I am not going to worry about making this fancy yet because my first job is to get my typing done. So I'm going to hit enter return twice. 1, 2. Now I'm ready to type. But remember, just like on my rough draft, I have an indent. Ooh, indent. Here's how you indent your paragraph. Hit tab, and it does it for you. Do not hit the space bar over and over and over again. It will drive your teacher crazy, and it'll make your paper all crazy. So just hit the tab button, and that will indent it for you. Now I can start typing. Bump, 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 bump. And remember, hold down shift and push the 1 to get your exclamation mark. Making sure to do my capitals at the beginning of my sentence. Now, of course, you're going to go typing at whatever speed you're working at, and that's okay. We've got a couple of days for typing here, just so that you can kind of take your time and you don't feel rushed, because I know that we're still working on our typing skills, and that's totally fine. One day, Lulu, and I'm making sure I added brown, and I'm making sure to add it now as I type. The brown pet rock was rolling along, period, capital. She was rolling along. I like to kind of sing it a little bit as I write on the green and mossy forest floor and humming a song. All right, that is my first paragraph. What I'm going to do next, now that I'm ready to move on to my next paragraph, I'm going to click enter or return, whatever it might say on the keyboard you're typing on, and that will take me to the next line. Remember, don't hit space over and over and over again. It'll totally mess up your format on your writing. Now I'm ready to start another paragraph, so I need to hit tab to indent my paragraph, and now I'm ready to do my second one. Making sure to have those capitals. And punctuation. Now, when you're ready to do your little quotes, you'll notice that they're over right next to your enter or return key on that right side of your keyboard. In order to make them appear, you need to hold down the shift button. So click shift, hold it down, and click that little key there that's right next to enter return. You'll see the little quote marks on there, and it'll look like this. And now I can write, ah. And now I'm going to do those quotes again. Hold down my shift. She screamed. And that's my next one. That one actually ended up being really short. I may fix that later. I want it to be longer. All right. I'm going to click enter or return, whatever's on your keyboard that you're working on. Hit tab. Do not hit space repeatedly. Don't do it. Mrs. Heffa says so. And then I'm going to start typing my next one, making sure I have a capital. And I'm going to just pause there because this is also the video I'm going to put for Friday as well for writing, because I'm going to give you 2 days to work on typing this final, because I know that it does take us some time to work. But I want to show you really quickly what you're allowed to do with the font and the size of your writing. So here's what I will say. Your writing here, all of this stuff, if you want to change this, it can be size 12 or 14. I'm going to put 12. And you can make it Arial or Calibri. Those are your 2 choices for your actual typing. The reason why, it makes it easier for your teacher to scan through it. So for your typing, it's either Arial, this one, or Calibri, this one. Okay, I'm going to make mine Arial, and I pick size 12. You could pick size 14. Now, here's where you get to have some choice, the title. This is where you get to go ahead and be a little bit creative. You get to pick color, font, size. Just remember, you don't want the title to be your entire first page, because your teacher will probably shrink it down. Just for printing purposes, we like to print and have the work in front of us. So I'm going to go and maybe I'll highlight this and make this bigger. I'm going to make this size 30. And then if you want it in the middle of your paper, there's these paragraph forms up here. This means to the left. That's where they're at right now. This would put it to the right. And this one right here where it's all in the middle would put it right in the middle. I like having mine right in the middle. I think it looks nice. I like my name that size, but I think I'm going to make Lulu and Charlie a little bit bigger. I would say don't go bigger than 60 on your title. Leave your titles at 60 or less. Don't go bigger than 60. But you can make it bold. You can change the text color. How about, let's do this beautiful, dark magenta. Yes. And you can also change the font over here. Happy Monkey, that's the funny one. I like it. You can underline your title. You can italicize it. This is italics. That means it's slanted. Your choice. I like this. I think this looks good. So I've got my title and my name. That is something that you can change. Remember, your title's not going to be bigger than 60. That way we can kind of fit most of our things on our page. But you get to pick color. You can pick the font. You can pick any size up to 60. You can add bold, italics, underline. There's that text color. There's even a highlight color. If I wanted to have another color, I'll show you. I can do this, and I can click a highlight color, and I can pick yellow. There's highlight. If you don't want it, you go over it again, and you click none. And then if you want it to be in the middle, you can click this center align paragraph button. Look at you guys. learning all this good document typing stuff. Whew, your teachers next year are going to be shocked and thrilled. Now, if you want to change the title, I like to, if you click up here, rename, it automatically puts whatever you typed first. I typed Lulu and Charlie, and I'm just going to write, maybe I'll write by Amanda Heffa up here, just so it's in my title. That'll make it easier when my teacher sees it too. So now I can go down here. Remember, you're typing the words in your story, that stuff can only be size 12 or 14, and you may pick between Arial or Calibri, and that's it. Okay? So you get to be creative with the title, but then you're writing, there are standard things we need you to do just for us to see when we're looking at it. So now I'm going to keep working on my paper, typing it. If you would like to watch this again on Friday to remind yourself of what you can do for your paper, that's fine too. Oops. I gotta do my quotes now. The cat said, "You look like a toy." Ooh, I said fun toy. My goodness. There we go. Like a fun toy to play with. End of quotes. Remember, got to put those quotes around each thing that somebody says. That dialogue. Lulu got upset. Remembering my capitals, my punctuation. She was not a toy. This cat made her, and I changed this on my revising, angry. Lulu said, "Hey, I am not a toy." So I'm just going to keep going like this. Oops, I forgot. I said I am a pet rock. Now I'll show you here. Let me spell this incorrectly. And I'll show you what happens. There's a little line that happens there. And, oh, it says I could use that. Okay, fine, we'll spell it like that. And there's the problem. Sometimes it doesn't always catch it. It thinks it's a different word. If you click that little line, it will give you a spelling suggestion. And if you like that, you can click it and it will change it. But you saw when I spelled rock, R-O-C, which is wrong, the line went away. So you have to be really careful about checking your spelling with this because it doesn't always catch everything. Okay. If you wanted size 14, you would just highlight your words here and you go up and you'd say, I want size 14. And then it would look like this. Okay. Your choice, you're going to keep writing. I still have to finish this paragraph and then I can go on to my last two paragraphs. But you notice here's my indents. This is so easy for my teacher to see each of my paragraphs. And it kind of helps section off my story and what's happening, breaks it up a little bit. That's our paper. You're working on it. When you finish it, you're going to click share, and then you're going to start typing the name of your teacher. When it's me, I tell my class you're going to write Hefa, H-E-F-A, and that's kind of a reminder of how to spell Heffa, and then you click it, and then you would click send, okay? If you're typing to, let's say, Mrs. Johnson, you're going to start typing. She pops up. You click it. You click send. Mrs. Cedarland, same thing. She pops up. We click it. We send it. All of that, same deal. Okay, you're just going to send it to your teacher when you're done so that they can look it over. And then your teacher is going to maybe make some suggestions of what needs to be fixed before we take your final copy. Kind of like a teacher meeting. So make sure that you work on this. This is Thursday and Friday. We're typing it. And then make sure that you send it to your teacher by Friday at the end of the school day so that we can look at it and ask you to fix it a little bit if needed. All right, guys, hopefully that helped. Happy typing. Remember to take your time and breathe. This is a big deal and it's very exciting.